Thank you, Madam Mayor. I think, everyone's made points on the bike lanes already, so I won't repeat those. I just had two separate points that I wanted to make. The first, I think we've been talking a lot about changes to our PTDM and how we do parking in the city to allow for shared parking. I just wanted to say that, obviously that change still needs to be done to allow shared parking, but part of the pre-work that was done last term was that previously, parking was tied to uses because of minimum parking requirements. And when we were removing them last term, there was a lot of fear and consternation that this would lead to less parking and all those sorts of things. And now instead we're relying on that to get the shared parking and to better use our parking. And I just bring that up as an example in that I know that zoning changes are scary, but like zoning is extremely prescriptive. And these changes that people who were worried about parking last time were, like anxious about not supporting can now rely on them to kind of give them a little bit of what they're wanting. And so just saying that as a thing of like, flexibility in our zoning code is really, really valuable. And then, secondly, I just wanted to say, I think it looks like this will pass and, we're going to do this in phases. And I would just say that, as my colleagues are saying, that we can do a better implementation. I'm excited to be a part of that conversation as we kind of go forward, and being kind of brought in. I think that, if we're putting Cambridge Street into chunks, there certainly are chunks that are more dangerous than others. Like I think that Windsor and Cambridge Street is particularly brought up. And I think that being a part of those conversations, whatever those smaller groups look like, about how we're going to prioritize going forward and how we're going to do this phasing is something that I would really like to be in. And I would say that, prioritizing the most dangerous sections and going to those first would be really, really helpful.